Now show us the deep red on your calls. Boo! Boo! Joey Shaw just made $500 on a. Wait, am I even live right now? Yeah, I am live. I need to grab my. Yeah, Joey Shaw just made 525. But he made 525 in profit off of a covered call, but the guy is deep in the red on calls. So he's still boo, like now show us you're deep in the red calls. Just kidding. Boo. What am I doing, man? What am I doing? Yeah, the stock market is crashing, so I'm just gonna go over what I'm thinking here. It'll be a short stream. I haven't streamed this week, so I figured I'd do, a little something real quick. All right, let's go down the list. Oh wow. We're finding some buyers here. CYBL, oh hell yeah, CYBL is a big buy right down here. I already bought some, but CYBL's a big buy. MP Materials finding buyers here around the purple line, so that's another one to keep an eye on as well. Let's see. Am I buying anything today? Probably not. I already added CYBL. I want to see if it holds 003s before I add any more. MP, I'll wait and see. Let me just. It's literally like 50% down from its high of 100. Let me see what else. XLP. What's XLP? Consumer staples. Soundhound. Oh, Soundhound. By the way, it's coming down to that purple line. So yeah, and weekly support is going to be here at 14 as well. So let's see if we get a bounce somewhere around here. It would make sense for his buyers to show up on Soundhound today. We flipped it yesterday. No, we bought yesterday. I alerted Soundhound when it dropped to like 13s yesterday in after hours, and then we sold it today for a nice $300. So that was a nice little, 300. Nice little 300. Oh God. Oh God. Oh God. I was joking. Joey Shaw just showed his he just showed his yeah, he just showed his he's holding an MSTR call and he's deep in the red. Deep in the red. Here it is. He's holding an MSTR call, 360 call. He's down to 50%, $3,000. I told him not to buy calls. Oh, that's what's funny. You know what's funny about Joey Shaw? We were talking about this the other day. Michael Saylor, he has no call options. He has no call. He's not holding calls. Michael Saylor is only holding shares. And that's what I find funny. We talked about this. Michael Saylor is not holding calls. Michael Saylor is not holding calls. Stick to shares and follow him 1-for-1. No? Question mark. We'll see what he says. But yeah, he is blown up. He is blown up on that. He is blown up on those MSTR calls. Let's continue here. So I'm just watching to see if there's going to be buyers showing up. But yeah, they're showing up for rare earth elements, and CYBL barely showing up. I'm hoping CYBL drops. Please drop more. Soundhound, I hope you find didn't Soundhound have? Yeah, Soundhound had earnings, so, and it had good earnings. So it's dropping on earnings. Fantastic. That means buy the dip. Soundhound's gonna go back to 20. I don't know when. Don't ask me when. It's gonna do it at some point. So there's gonna be massive opportunity. Today, I don't know what. I hope we get a relief bounce today. I'd be shocked if we don't get a relief bounce. That would be what, 4 or 5 days in a row of just tanking. That would be pretty bad. That would be pretty bad if we just keep dropping like this. ARGB, Bitcoin Bitcoin is trying. It's fighting for its life right now. It's fighting for its life. SPY, there's a lot of opportunity. I don't even know what to put my money in. I'm just like, oh, do I buy this? Do I buy that? What do I buy? It looks like buyers are showing up right now. Buyers are showing up right now on some stocks or ETFs in the morning. So we'll see if they, show up for the rest of the day. It doesn't matter how we open. It's all about how we close. Amazon's going to close that gap probably. I feel sorry for the people buying meta calls. People kept asking me, "Are meta calls, is it a buy here?" And I'm like, no. They bought meta calls here, here. I guess they would have made money if they, flipped it, because you don't want to be holding anything. You just want to be flipping it. In this kind of environment, if you're buying the dip, flip it. Just flip it. Take the profit and run. Yeah, look at this. It's people buying short-term meta calls are screwed today, unless today it jumps to 700 in like a matter of seconds, I guess. What's the tech sector? Tech sector finding support as expected, because that's a key level. Palantir has to. If we close green today, it's looking good. It's looking good because it's at a key point of contention. Like, we have to hold here, or the drop's gonna get worse. Webull, by the way, this one's been disappointing, but I think that's more so to do with the markets. Let's see where it finds support, because right now it's just dropping lower. BMNR, by the way, anyone who likes BMNR, it's at under the purple line. So this is like a huge, like, this is a buy. Like, even on the recovery back to 45, that's money to be made. I'm not going to buy that, though. I'd rather buy NVIDIA or Palantir calls. Quite frankly, it'd be much safer. SoFi, finding support where we would expect. I'm going to buy some here, actually. This I will buy. For sure. This I will for sure buy right now. I'm going to alert this. This is a buy. I'm buying SoFi here. Yes. Yeah. Let me see. Let me go to the alerts room. Let me see what I get filled at too as well. Not sound. I do want to buy sound as well. I love SoundHound, but we bought it back when it was under 10. I'm not buying it at 20, right? That just doesn't make sense. But buying it under 15, I'm absolutely like over the moon. Yes, I will buy sound as well. Those are, I love sound. SoFi, 250 shares I got filled at 26.60. 60 anywhere, everyone. There we go. SoFi, buying the dip on that one again. I'm almost out of I can only buy 250 more shares, and that's it, because I have a budget for that one. What else? So I bought SoFi here, the key support level. This is a big level. If the market's gonna bounce here, it has to be here, and that's that. That's it. That's that. Like, there's not much else to say. If it doesn't bounce, then oh boy, we're gonna crash even more. Today would be the day for buyers to show up. Let me see. AMD, what is AMD doing? I just saw AMD. Did it just run away from me? Let's do symbols instead. What's Bitcoin doing? Yeah, like I said, Bitcoin's fighting for its life here. If it does not hold 100K, this is going to drop. And everything else is going to follow. Everything else is going to fall. Yeah, Joey Shaw's joking right now. Like, this is so important that we hold here. Like, this has to be the bottom. If this goes under 100K, oh boy, we'll drop to 90K fast. Like, you're just going to see a big red candle at 90K, followed by the market also, dropping as well, right? Because if crypto's tanking, you're going to see the market tank as well. But right now, it's all about buying, good companies at cheap prices. So let's continue up the list. AIMD, nah, I'm not interested in you. AMC, AMD finding support. Yeah, I love seeing this. I love these discounts. I love when stocks drop. I'm excited. I think this is the only stream I'm doing this week because it's like, what am I supposed to talk about? Hey guys, another red day, another red day, another red day. Today's Friday, so I figured I'd stream and just talk about what I think. I think if you're not excited about red, about blood, you need to rewire your brain. You need to rewire how you think of the markets. This is normal. This is expected. This is always going to happen, always and forever. As long as you are in the markets, you will always have to go through this. This is expected. You can even see here, I'm zooming out. I'm zooming out. What do you guys see, right? What do you guys see? You think this is something? This is nothing. We get red months all the time. Look, red month. Oh, wait, let me go to the monthly time frame. Right? Do you see here? Do you see this? Look at this. Open the government. Hell yeah, they should open the government. I want bigger discounts. Yeah, I said if we get a bear market of 2022, 10 months of downside, you'd think this one little 7 days of red is something? Nah, this is nothing. Imagine almost a whole year of just nothing but downside. Now that was painful. We just kind of kept buying, and then eventually we went on a bull run and everything recovered and we made a lot of money, right? But I guess people hate holding red for 10 months. But this is, be ready, by the way, in the future, we will have a bear market that lasts 10 months, maybe even a year. That will happen at some point in the future, okay? So be mentally prepared for that, okay? I'm not saying it's this one, but I am saying that will happen at some point. That is normal. That is expected. Every now and then we get one of these big dumps on the market, just 10 months to a year of just literally just everything goes lower. So be ready for that. Here's 2 red months, red month, 3 red months, red month, tariff crash, a couple of red months. This is our first red month after 6 months of green. So, COVID crash, 3 months of downside, right? Was this January? Yeah, January, February, March. That makes sense, right? That's why people were out of jobs, I think, if I recall, because they had to, because people had to stay at home. So you look at this and you notice something, right? Everything just keeps doing what? It just keeps going up. Well, we're talking about the top 500 companies. And if you're buying good companies, you're fine. You don't even have to be worried. You're just like, yes. Yeah, you're like nodding your head like that meme. The guy who's just like, yes. Like that's what you do. That's how you need to rewire your brain if you're not looking at this blood and getting excited. Especially if I show you this. Like it's almost like it's normal, right? Like, whoa, it's almost like this is normal for us to have months like this. It's almost like this is just par for the course. Bear markets, those are going to happen. Be mentally prepared for when we actually tank month after month after month, and we just keep going lower and lower and lower. And 10 months of that's if you can't handle 7 days, oh boy, buddy, you're about to learn the hard way whenever we get that next bear market. Bear market of 2022, we're kind of due for one. We might get one in 2026 or maybe 2028. We'll see. We'll get one at some point. But that bear market is going to be, when that happens, it's not going to be fun. I promise. It's not going to be fun. We'll see. Airlines about to lose a lot of money. APLD has been one of my best stocks in terms of profitability, so I'd like to see that at 20 and below. Same, dude. If APLD comes down to 20 and below, you better believe I got 25K sitting on the side for APLD. Trucker Jeff also has 20. He has a wife who has 25K. Here's the funny thing about Trucker Jeff. You want to know something funny about Trucker Jeff? He was about to buy NVIDIA stock near the like at 200 with his wife's 25K. He was about to, but I told him, I'm like, no. Wait, save that 25K. Save your wife's 25K. Put it off to the side. Save it. Don't like that. That should be your bear market money. That should be your like money that you use to buy when stocks crash. And right now he's like super grateful because if he had bought NVIDIA at 200 or even at 190, he'd be down already on that 25K. Obviously his wife would not be happy about that. Like, oh my God, you bought the crash. You bought it near the top. But yeah, so he's got to be super happy. I told him, I'm like hold off. Save that 25K for a crash, because then you can turn your wife's 25K into like 50K and she'll be like, wow, you're really good at this, Trucker Jeff, or whatever his real name. Oh, no, I think his real name is Jeff. What am I saying? I just like to call him Trucker Jeff. But yeah, so this is normal, right? It's almost like you should have a nest egg, I guess. What's the word I'm looking for? You should always have like 10, 20K off to the side just for these red months, just for these kinds of situations, because we're always going to get them. Even in 2020, 2021, we're always going to have months like this. This is, again, normal, expected. Normalize it in your brain, accept it. It's part of the game. Rewire your brain to be excited for green. Rewire your brain to be excited for red. In fact, you should be more excited for red than green because you want your favorite stock cheap. And that's it for the lesson. There you go. That's it. I mean, Trucker Jeff right now, he's... Honestly, I'm telling you right now, if you're in the Discord, Trucker Jeff in the future, he might become like a partial owner of the Discord because he's like... He just follows me one for one and he listens. He doesn't know how to read charts and he's succeeding too. That's what's funny. Well, he's older, right? He's on the older side. He doesn't want to, lose his money because he's trying to retire, right? He ain't trying to lose. So he plays it very safe. And I think that safety is the reason he's succeeding because he's not going to take any risks on garbage. Bitcoin miners at a key support. If it doesn't hold here, we're dropping lower. Let's see. Where are we finding, man, UEC, man, doesn't it look good? Remember when we took that loss? That loss that we took looks good right now. Because goddamn, imagine holding it down $5-6. That would be nasty. Hi Shades, shout out to Subluke. Where are you saying we're not in a bear market right now? The last 3 weeks were ever since the government shut down. We're not in a bear market. We're not. I'm just saying, like, this is normal for us to drop like this, and it's always opportunity. Always and forever. This will be, wow, TEM under the purple line. Damn, it did not hold. Okay, I'm gonna add that one. That's a good one for calls. Notice how I didn't alert calls. Like all of October, I didn't alert call. I think I alerted calls at the beginning of October on NVIDIA and PLTR, but I stopped alerting calls because I kind of figured this would happen. Like it just seemed to we had moved up too high. Wait, is NVIDIA finding support? I need to see NVIDIA. Where's NVIDIA? Semiconductors are not finding support. We'll see. We need to see a lot. Oh, look at that. Rich Tug Robotics coming down to a big support level, 350. Oh, close to the purple line, right? Like everything's looking, everything's lining up. This is where you buy. This is why you don't hold big bags. It's always going to come back to that purple line. It's always going to come near it, maybe sometimes under it. Remember that. Keep it simple, stupid. KISS. Yeah, if APLD drops to the purple line, it would drop to like $17, which would be a massive opportunity. I mean, people would panic like, oh my God, it dropped so much. But nah, if you know how to play the game, you're just going to be like, hell yeah. You're going to be like, hell yeah, please give me APLD at 17, right? Open getting buyers right now? That's crazy. That's crazy that it's getting buyers. NVTS does not look like it's holding here. NVIDIA, ooh, NVIDIA dropping still. It's still dropping. That's bad. That's bad because that means we're gonna get that's gonna cause the market to either go sideways today or it's gonna just bring it down. Please drop NVIDIA to 50. Hell yeah. I don't care. I want it at $50. I want that at $50. Netflix, sideways action. Microsoft headed toward the purple line. MP buyers showing up right now for it. Mara, if I buy Mara, I don't even know. I'm buying CLSK, but Mara is a buy if it comes down to 10. If Mara comes under 10, then we're probably in a bear market at that point. If Mara goes to 10, that means everything else. That means NVIDIA dropped to like 150 or something ridiculous. KSCP, I'm glad I didn't buy back in. I figured this would happen. When the market starts tanking as a whole, this one, like, it just goes downhill. And when the market is ripping and going to new highs, This one just goes sideways. So it's like it's good to trade when it's going sideways and the market is ripping, but once it turns around, this thing just drops, man. You don't want to be holding that. That's why I was being super cautious with it, because I'm like, oh, I know this can turn around at some point, right? The gravy train can come to an end. Ion Q, I'm very interested in Ion Q here. Very interested in this one at the purple line, right? Very interested under it here. Here it touched it, right? Give it that kiss and boom, right? So it's coming down. If this touches the purple line, that's a buy, and I'm buying for sure. This is one of the best ones in my opinion in the quantum sector. The hype is over, right? Remember what I said. Hype cycle, and it's over. Hype cycle, oh, it's over. Hype cycle, oh, it's over, right? Rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. The cycles repeat. Everything's a pattern. Everything's easy once you know what you're looking for and what you're looking at and understand how the game is played. Hims, finding buyers. I don't like Hims, and it's under support right now, so not looking good for Joey Shaw, because he's the one who bought Hims, man. That guy has some horrible picks. He would be better off just buying a GRNY ETF and just sitting on it, quite frankly. Let me see. The fear and greed index, nobody should be surprised. Of course, people are going to be fearful. But that's why you need to rewire your brain, right? When everyone's fearful, that's when you're like, hell yeah, come on down lower, please. When everyone is super greedy, super like duper euphoria greedy, that's when you go, oh, I'm a little scared, right? Because that's what I was doing in October. I was very scared in October, right? That's why I performed so horribly. That's why I stopped alerting calls. That's why I stopped adding big positions, because I was scared. I'm like, oh no, I don't like we're kind of like really extended above that purple line. Everyone's euphoric. A bunch of people just joined the Discord. There were just too many signs that I've seen before. I only know these patterns because of experience, right? The longer you do this for 5-10 years, and you actually study and take the time to learn, like, okay, why does this work this way? Why does this always happen? Why does this pattern repeat? You eventually just get to the point where you look at a chart and you know, oh yeah, this is normal. It's just another day, whatever. CLSK purple line at 1250, so that's something to look out for. Trendline support, by the way, CLSK is an ascending triangle on the weekly. Look at that. Isn't it like perfect how it just, right? So it wouldn't be surprising if it comes down to like 11 to 1250. It would actually be par for the course for CLSK. Let's see. I'm down from 22K to 18K. I mean, Sebluk, that's normal though. That's normal. You're not the only one who's down. Right now, a lot of people are in the red. And they're whatever position they bought long, they're in the red. They have one stock at least that's in the red, even if there's green on some other stuff. They're deep. A lot of people are deep in the red right now. That's kind of expected. That's normal. Like, you can't expect to be green, and you can't expect your portfolio to look like garbage when everything's going down. So don't sell out of fear, like, because some people do that. They see their account deep in the red and they're like, oh, I can't take this. I can't take seeing this. I need to take the loss and move on. But honestly, if you're buying the good ones, you're fine. So don't sell. Like, you're fine. This is everyone's experiencing this. Everyone's deep in the red on some stocks, whatever stock they're holding. In fact, if you bought today on some stocks, you're already in the red, even if you think you bought the bottom. So that's all I got to say, because some people do sell off out of fear. BBAI, I'm not adding more again. I'm waiting to see what it does after earnings. I would expect it to drop, but what a massive opportunity here. I should have bought less, but I was trying to match your alerts. I still got one that's 500, which is great. Then it keeps coming down. But just saying. 4K down, yikes. Now I get why in the stock, movies, and YouTubers even talk about some people going dark and going to the rope. I can imagine if they go all in, game over. You got to get a real job. Yeah, especially if you're using margin, leverage, all that garbage. If you're just buying shares of good companies, you should just be sitting there smiling ear to ear like, hell yeah, I'm good, because I'm holding good ones, not buying trash, right? But most people buy, $1 trash, $5 trash, because they want, the 25x or 20x or whatever. They want the next Palantir, the next APLD kind of move. APLD at the purple line would be insane. It would be at like 17, I believe, right? Yeah, 17. If it comes down there, Trucker Jeff, throw your wife's 25K at it if you want something riskier with more potential return. Or just stick to NVIDIA and you'll still make 50% on NVIDIA. Just, with APLD, you can make 100, 300, 400%. But I assume you're gonna take the safer route and buy buy NVIDIA and just take the 50% on your wife's 25K, because then at least your wife would be happy and she'll be like, oh my god, you turned my 25K into 37,500. That's awesome. So it's up to you, Trucker Jeff, how you want to play it. But yeah, I would put your wife's 25K if you want something riskier, APLD. If you want the guaranteed money, just NVIDIA. Is this it? Apple is green. Wow. Apple is green. Bitcoin holding on to its britches here. Oracle at purple line. I don't know enough about Oracle to make a call on that one. But let me look at it. Is that ORCL? I think I don't have it. Yeah, I don't have it. Yeah, it's right at the purple line. Oh wow, this one, does it trend on the yearly? It does. Oh wow, that's a buy. Oracle at the purple. That's a buy. That's a huge unless we go into a huge. Well, we might continue to drop under it, but yeah, that's a buy. That's already at a massive discount from highs. Again, I don't know anything about it, but that's an interesting stock. I'm gonna add it. I don't know anything about it though, so I can't. I'll just buy SoFi. And it would no. Yeah, people scared like little bitches right now. Extreme fear, yeah. Extreme fear. MSTR, what is this doing? It's finding support where we would expect. Yep. Is AMSC a good buy now? Probably not, because you're asking about a stock I've never even heard of. I've never even heard of this. I don't know what this does. I don't know what this does. Let me look at the yearly time frame. On the yearly time frame, it's just doing nothing. It's just going sideways. It recently had a huge rip. It's right at monthly support at 35. So, yeah. Let me look at the weekly. Yeah, it's got big support right here. This whole area is support. If it has to hold here, if it doesn't hold here, it comes down to like under 30. So I would watch it for today and see if it finds buyers. It has to find buyers right now, because that's a big weekly and monthly support level. So keep an eye on it, but I would wait to see. Yeah, you don't want to buy and assume that buyers are going to show up, because you don't want to be the one that buys and then everyone else just sells and nobody buys with you, and then it just keeps going down. So I would just wait. I would hold off on that one. And I'm saying is just all my gains the last year, everything, with this drop. Well, of course, dude, Sebluke, this is normal. Everyone's portfolio is evaporating right now. But if you're willing to hold through the pain, you'll be fine. And now I'm holding on to Windows 500, but I'm not buying for a while because I see this keep going down. Yeah, I don't have fear on my investments. I'm just going to sit on them for a while. I have fear to buy more. You have fear to buy more? I mean, I told you to get a DoorDash job or Uber job. Like, you need to really, yeah, because you're only able to put in what, 200 a month into your portfolio. Like, you need to start pumping up. You need to grow your account. By the way, Sublu, this is important. So listen, you need to grow your account, not just through trades and it growing through making money from the trades, but also you need to start, like, maybe work a side job or something so you can pump your portfolio with 500 extra. You can put a 500 extra in it. That adds up to 6K every year. It's not much, but it's something, right? Trucker Jeff, he works as a trucker. He makes 100K plus a year, so he can afford to put 2K every month into his portfolio. Like, his portfolio is growing from his trades, but also he's pumping it with 2K every month, which adds up to 24K every year. So don't forget to do that. That's important. That's why I always tell people, you keep your job. It's important to have a job if you're trading, if you're just starting out, because it's important to get your account to 30K, not just through adding, funds to the account, but also from the trading. So that's something I don't think you're doing that. So you need to get on that. You can, you need to get on that. You need to get on that. I don't know what kind of side jobs you can get or gigs you can get over there in Canada, but if you can get a gig that just once a week where you can make like 100, $150, that's an extra, like almost what? Yeah, that's an extra 600 actually if it's 150 every, yeah, for one extra day of, a few hours of work or whatever, like that's worth it. That's worth it. That's worth it, but you got to want it bad enough, right? Cuz I know like you like to sit down and smoke weed. So Joey Shaw's patting himself on the back. Is this guy patting himself on the back? What the WTF? Like, just messing, just messing. But it's funny. But it's funny. He's like patting himself on the back, like, yeah, I'm a genius. Let me start showing some life. We will see if it holds. Yeah, that's important. If you're watching this, it's important to have a job and be able to grow your account just by adding funds to it like every month, because that extra 500 adds up to 6K every year. Over the next 5 years, said Luke, that's actually $30,000. So by 2030, your account could be at like 50K. Or let me put it this way: by 2030, you could have an extra 30K in your trading account just from adding funds from a side gig every week. That's how you have to think about it. That's why I always tell you, if you want it bad enough, you got to get that second job. I worked as a DoorDasher while also working at several restaurants because I wanted it bad enough, because I wanted out of that having to work at restaurants. And then obviously COVID helped, right? COVID helped a lot. You could make like 50 to 60K a year door dashing. It was insane. And if you were doing all the apps at the same time, you could hand over fist money, because you could go deliver over here, make $15, then go deliver for that other app another $10. Boom, that's $25 in like 20 minutes. Like you could have made like I got lucky in that sense, right? I got lucky in that sense that you could make that much even after taxes, even after all the oil changes in that, because you're driving around a lot. Even after all those expenses, you would make like 50 to 60K. It was insane. So that's why I'm telling you, Sebluke, right now, you're still young, bro. You're a millennial. You're my age, right? Like you're still young. Go get a side gig, a side job. You never know. Go get a job somewhere where you're gonna meet, maybe you'll meet girls, and that way you're not only just making some extra money for you, so you can add funds to your account every month, that is going to add up to 30K over the course of the next 5 years. But maybe you meet a girl or two, like go get one of those jobs where you're going to at least, what I'm saying, like what I'm talking about, like make the most of it too, and try to do something. Maybe you become a chess teacher. I don't know, like go find a side gig. There's plenty of side gigs out there, but you got to want it. You got to want it bad enough. Again, if you guys are just joining, working a side job and making an extra 150 every week, that adds up to 600 every month. 600 every month adds up to 7,200 every year. 7,200 times 5 years, that's 35K plus. All for just working, a side gig for a few hours and making that extra money. And now your trading account has a lot more by 2030, on top of the trading money that on top of the account growing from your successful trades. So yeah, that's my advice to people who are just like starting out, have a smaller account. Like, do not neglect how employment or those little extra side gigs can you can use that money to fund your account and grow it that way as well. Because once you get to 50K Subluke, you'll be on another level. Like at that point, you can throw 10K at 5 different stocks and you can be making like $1,000 here and there. Like please do not, if you want it bad enough, Subluke, I'm telling you right now, go get a side gig or something that makes you an extra like $100 or 150 ideally. That will add up to a lot over the course of 5 years. You want financial freedom, Sebluke? I just gave you the blueprint. Are people gonna follow it? No, because nobody wants to actually work that hard. Nobody actually wants it that bad. Well, most people don't. There are exceptions, of course. What am I reading? I have fear to buy more too. Dinosaur roar. Got some orders ready for the purple line. Yeah, there's a lot of stocks at a discount right now. A lot of stocks at a discount. We kind of have to wait today and see how we close. Like, let's see what happens. We'll see. We'll see. We want to see buyers show up. Right now, buyers are just showing up for. They're showing up right now. We'll see how we close end of day though. That's really the most important thing. It's gonna bounce some today. Yep, 1K a month between my 3 accounts. That's why I have a job literally for fun and market money, thanks to my military retirement. Shout out to Riptide. What do you think of BTQ? Currently breaking my back on construction. Yeah, dude, I know a friend who got into construction. Well, he's 18, and he quit because he's like, oh my god, how do people do this? He did not like it. He was like, I don't like this. I kind of want an office job. I've never seen a Gen Z or whatever. I think he's Gen Z. Is an 18-year-old Gen Z still? But yeah, I think he's a Gen Z. But he's an 18-year-old who just got his first job at a construction, at working construction, and he's like screw this. I what do you think of BTQ? But is this BTQ? I don't. It's a buy at the purple line, but I don't know anything about it. It's a $6 stock, so it's probably risky. I assume. I don't know. That's all I can say. Trending to the upside, loves the purple line, right? Loves to come under it, run huge, right? So wait for the purple line, and looks good, right? Looks good. If the pattern's going to repeat, I don't see why you wouldn't want to buy and hold for the next big swing upward. Do your due diligence, though, because I know nothing about it. I'm just going off the technicals. But due diligence is important. I live with my parents, so I can put more money in the stock market, LOL. Yeah, CYBL can relate, I'll tell you that much. That's why I'm telling you guys, like, go get that extra side gig. Go as much, the more money you have in your account, the more you're going to make, right? If you have 50K to trade with, you're going to make, and you could just buy NVIDIA, set a what 10% take profit, sit on it, boom, you make 10%. That's $5,000 on something safe. That's $5,000, right? So like, but yeah, you kind of have to, again, you got to work your way towards that. And it's like I said, Sebluk, his account has just been stuck at 20K. Like, his account hasn't grown these past months. It's just stuck there. That tells me he's not pumping his account with money, which he should be doing, because that's what I was doing too. I was just like, oh man, you want to have, yeah, the market rewards people who have a lot of money, because you can just keep buying the dip, and it's like, oh, it's still dipping, cool, I can keep buying more, whatever. I'm actually going to be getting my license soon, either this year or next year. I plan to maybe even get a cheap vehicle and Uber on the side. Yeah, like I said, whatever it takes. It's investment. You're investing in yourself by doing what you're doing. Get that license, get a cheap shitter car, and go. I was driving a smart car. Remember the smart car? I sold the smart car off, obviously, because I wasn't gonna keep that. I only bought it because I was like, because it was so like cheap. But that's because nobody wants it. It was so cheap to buy. It was like 5K to buy it, and it had good gas. Well, it doesn't matter. It was still gonna, it saved me some money, but but parking was easy with it because it's so small. But yeah, yeah, the smart car is gone. I sold it off because it's like I'm done with the door dashing and all that. But yeah, like the side money that you can make from Uber is nice. I guess depends on the area you live in. But yeah, like start working towards that. Start working towards a goal. Maybe you want to be a chess instructor or something. Start working towards that. Like start like, hey, let me play chess, and I don't know, like think about all the things that you're into, and if there's maybe potential to make money off of it somehow. That way you can pump up your account with funds. That's very important. I've never talked about that. I should make a video talking about how important it is to get that extra side gig so you can put some extra money into the so you can fund your account slowly over the course of months. That adds up again to 7,200 over the course of 5 years. That's 35K plus to trade with. That's like you want to get to 50K. Once you get to 50K, you can start cruising. 100K, you can just take 1% of that and make what, $1,000? Like, that's silly. That's stupid, right? You can just buy something safe, take the 1%. That's $1,000. Your biggest goal should be to get to 50K and then 100K as soon as possible, whatever it takes. There's a lot of gig apps these days. Yeah, but he's in Canada, so I don't know. I don't know what kind of gig apps they have over there. Why wait for a driver's license? That just means you ain't gonna do it. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Give him a chance. Give him a chance. Give him a chance. Oh, he does smoke a lot of weed though. So yeah, you should just drop the weed too. I don't know how much weed costs, but I mean, I imagine you would save quite a bit of money just not smoking weed and drinking alcohol. I think he drinks alcohol too. There's a lot of things you can cut in your life and then reward yourself later when you actually have the 50K to 100K. Then you can reward yourself with all the alcohol you want, all the weed you want. You gotta like suffer now so that you can, be so you can, party later. Basically, I don't know if that's the right quote, but you get the point, Seb Luke. I raised Gen Z. I know. Wait, Gen Z? No, he's millennial. He's not Gen Z. He's not that bad. He's not that bad. Jomar, low key, kind of hoping more red. Jomar's like, no, 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 stop going down. Please stop bouncing. Please keep going down. We'll see. I mean, today might be a little relief, and then we just go lower. Really, it depends on what Bitcoin does over the weekend too. Shades, are you still holding the 50 shares of Palantir? Yeah, I am. I am holding that. Okay, well, my son is millennial. So you're saying Seb Luke is not going to do it? I don't think he's going to do it either. Because he kind of just... he needs to get out the drugs, first of all. He needs to clean it up. He needs to prioritize getting to 50K because he knows it's going to change his life. He doesn't know it yet, but once he gets to 15K, it changes his life, literally. If he starts just... Like I said, 10% on 50K is 5K for doing nothing. He'll have so much more money too. And he smoked a lot of weed, had to kick his ass, and finally joined the Coast Guard. He had to kick his ass. And then you need to do something with your life. Pow! He needs someone to kick his ass. I don't think his dad... I think his dad just yells at him or something. So... That's about it. Here's a yelling. Yeah, I haven't had the chance yet. I had my mother's birthday, my dad's birthday, to funerals, to go to holiday Christmas party at work, playoff tickets. Essentially, whoa, that sounds like you're spending a lot of money, which you should not be doing. You should be like, no, guys, I can't hang out. Sorry, I need this money. I'm trying to change my life here, essentially, and I literally paid off most of my credit cards and cut my living expense down. I got an American Express, RBC, PC, Financial Arrow, and Capital One $5,000 credit available, and I only owe one. I only owe one. Oh, he has debt too on top of that? Jeez. I managed to save 100K while working a minimum wage job by living with my parents rent-free. Yeah, that helps too. If you're living rent-free, you can definitely save up a lot of money. 100K... I hope you're deploying that in safe stocks, because then you just got it easy mode. If you have 100K, life is easy in the markets if you're buying safe stock, and if you know what you're doing, it's almost you're gonna laugh. You're gonna be like, oh my god, it's this easy. I just put 100K into something safe. It goes up 1%, and I make $1,000. And I could just rinse this over and over and over again. Because a stock moving 1% doesn't take much. What am I looking at? No more expenses other than Christmas. So once I paid that 1,000 off, I should be able to pump at least 350 a week into the stocks. A week or a month. The only friend I have is myself. Oh, thanks, ribeye. I'm gonna drink water. That's funny. He called you ribeye. I don't know if he did it on purpose. Ribeye. I'm gonna call you ribeye. You're no longer Nick. You're ribeye. Did he just call you like a bad? Did he just insult you? Like, Ribeye. But it was my grandmother, so it's more my mother. It's for my more for my mother, and then my also grandmother's brother's daughter, and he died, and my mother was closer. And it's a stupid thing, is my mother's always broke, so I had to take her and treat her to all the the all you can eat Mandarin or whatever, because my aunt Mary and my cousins always go there after. And my dream car shades. It used to be a Mustang in my 20s, but now honestly, I want the DeLorean from Back to the Future. Oh, that's the car I'm going to get, a DeLorean. Um. Well, one step at a time. One step at a time is all I'm gonna say to that. And I get what you're saying right now. I work my night shift, and I've been hitting the gym for an hour 5 days a week, plus the sauna, plus 2 hours of cooking 2 hours of cooking. 2 hours of cooking. Whoa! Huh? I don't cook for 2 hours. I just make a bunch of PB&Js and throw them in the freezer. I'm not buying no Smucker's Uncrustables. Those are expensive. You could just make your own for 10 minutes of work and just throw them in the freezer. I'm still a cheap person. I will never change. I will always eat my PB&Js. I will not buy Smucker's Uncrustables. They're like what, $10 for like 6 of them or something stupid. Screw that. I'll make my own. But 2 hours of cooking, buddy, that's a lot. That's a lot of hours. Every day, by the way. He spends 14 hours cooking every week. That's insane. I was into honored bodybuilding, modeling, the entertainment industry. If I could be like anyone, I'd be freaking, yeah, we'd all be ripped. Why wouldn't we, right? I have no time to get a second job because I have to dedicate 4 hours a day to fitness and nutrition, cooking and gym and sauna and shower. I was gonna say, and I know this is gonna this is gonna sound crazy, Sebluke. I know this is gonna sound crazy, but this is gonna sound crazy what I'm about to say. Pay close attention. What I'm about to say right now, Sebluke. This is what I'm gonna say to you. I also went to the gym a lot, and I actually got my personal trainer certification, which was a waste of time. It was a waste of time, actually, because I'm a nice guy. So when I showed the owner the personal training certification, they were like, oh, you don't need that. You're fine. You would have been hired on the spot. And they're like, you should have asked us first. And I'm like, oh. So I got a personal training certification for nothing. But yeah, if you can do that, if that's something you would enjoy, like doing personal training, I mean, there's opportunity there. I mean, it depends, I guess. Remember, it's about your connections. I could have gotten that personal training job without even getting the certification. I just thought you needed the certification. Turns out, as long as you're a nice guy and you always talk to people and you're, if you're like cool with the owners, it's about who you know is the point. So if you're cool with the owners, they'll just hire you on the spot. But I guess it depends. Maybe in Canada it's different. But that's something you can do. If you're that passionate about fitness, that's something you can pivot into for some extra money. And maybe you'd make more than, your supermarket job, I guess, is what you do still. Because I had to, that's what I did. I started in restaurants, and then I was like, man, I really like working out a lot. And people love talking to me, and I should be a personal trainer. And being a personal trainer, Sebluke, it's really just people want a friend to talk to, for the most part, unless you want to become like someone that trains like competitors. But average people, they just want someone to like talk to and talk about their day and their drama. That's what it is, whether it's guy or girl. So, but it also helped that I have a boxing background, so people were more than happy to work with me to learn, boxing basics and stuff, and hit the mitts and all that. So that also came as a benefit for me. I turned boxing into something that I can, teach and make money off of. So look into that. Maybe that's something you can do over there, is be a personal trainer for that gym you work at. And if the owners are there, talk to them every day and be cool with them. They're going to see like, oh, this is a cool guy, really nice guy. He loves to work out, he talks to people like him, and you maybe could get a job. I don't know. And I assume you would make more as a personal trainer, because I sure as hell was making more. I was making way more actually as a personal trainer than working as a dishwasher or grill guy at a restaurant. So there you go. That's my backstory. We all had to start somewhere. I was not gifted this. I had to start somewhere. Go wait tables at your mom's favorite restaurant for the discount. Screw that. I have never waited tables. I would never wait tables. Screw that. being a personal trainer, Seb Luke, it's just you talking to people. Your job is just to talk to people and be cool with them. If you can do that, you'll be fine. Now, if you can't do that, that you got problems. I know I'm eventually going to quit weed. I quit cigarettes about 2 weeks ago, and I'm saving like $200 a week on that. Sheesh. You smoked cigarettes on top of weed? You got to kick these habits. And no, I don't drink at all. I only smoke like 1 ounce every 2 to 3 weeks. A nice guy. LOL, I'm playing. A nice guy. You're really a good guy, not a nice guy. Yeah, you get what I'm saying, Joe Mar. Shut up. You get what I'm saying. Good guy, nice guy, great guy, whatever. It's all about... the problem with Seb Luke is he's a little awkward. If you've ever heard... I've heard his voice messages and he sounds a little awkward. And he's admitted himself that he's a little awkward. So he's kind of not really a people person. I was never a people person, but I will be a people person if money's on the line. I'll be a people person if there's money to be made, right? So... But yeah, that's what personal training is, Sub Luke. It's just talking to people, listening to their drama, what happened for the day. It's usually people who have money anyways. They run businesses usually. And, you're not going to see poor people getting a personal trainer. It's usually people who have money and who are probably lonely, who need someone to talk to after work. I'm just telling you from experience, like that's kind of what it was. It was just like, yeah, let's do, 10 push-ups to start and let's warm up with some jumping jacks. And then they'll be like telling me, oh, this girl said this and this guy did that or whatever. It's a really easy job, Seb Luke. Personal training, you just literally talk to people. You're just getting paid to talk to people and tell them what to do in terms of exercising. So yeah. So think about that. That might change your life too. You never know. You never know in life what's gonna happen. But you gotta try. Like when I started this YouTube channel, I thought it was a joke. It was a joke. I started as a joke. I was like, haha, YouTube channel. It's probably not gonna go anywhere. And here we are. So you just never know. You never know. And you might meet some cute girls, right? Because I know you're single, and you like girls a lot. I like girls a lot too, but I care more about money. Money over bitches, is that the term people say? Whereas you might be more bitches over money, maybe. Who knows? But anyways, that's it for the stream. There's really not much to talk about. I just wanted to stream once this week. Let's see how we close. Keep a very close eye on SoundHound and SoFi. Those are the ones I'm keeping a close eye on. And keep an eye on Trump. Let's see what he says. There's just so much opportunity. Let's see if we bleed out. Monday's going to be telling. Monday, and keep an eye on Bitcoin over the weekend and how that performs. That's going to be interesting too. How does Bitcoin perform over the weekend? Because this is a very key level. So keep an eye on this one over the weekend. That's it, guys. You think APLD will bounce off the 50 EMA SMA? I don't know. Maybe. I can't say. It's a big red candle, so buyers aren't showing up for it. But it's really about, the question isn't even, is it going to bounce? The question is the market going to bounce as a whole? Or are we just going to keep dropping 7 to 10% per day? That's the real question. And NVIDIA is still deep red. So I would expect anything, semiconductors are deep red. I would expect more downside, quite frankly, based on what I'm seeing here. If big tech is dropping, you would expect the APLD to drop as well. Morning Shades, happy weekend. I've been adding more to my portfolio. I've never heard of portfolio, but I'll take it. Shout out to Crystal644. Shout out to Crystal. Meal prepping, you cook your steak, cook your salmon, you cook your sauteed grenadine. No, I don't do any of that. I just make peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and throw them in the freezer. And I make regular chicken sandwiches and turkey sandwiches and throw them in the freezer. And then I cook pasta, throw it in the freezer. I throw everything in the freezer. I should show you guys. I'll take a picture and put it in the Discord. But I have a whole freezer just for freezing food that I've already cooked so that I don't have to do shit for the rest of the month. Like at the beginning of every month, I cook a bunch of food. I spend a few hours cooking food. And that's it. I throw it in the freezer. And if I'm in the mood for pasta, I'll take out the pasta. If I'm in the mood for fruit, I'll take out the frozen fruit. If I'm in the mood for PB&J, I'll take out the frozen PB&J. Like I have literally freezers just for that. I am not sitting there prepping and cooking food every day or every once a week. Screw that. Do everything at the beginning of the month, and that way you don't have to think about it or do have yeah. That way you're just done for the month. That's just how I am. That's how my brain works. Like it's the beginning of the month. Let's just make all the food ahead of time. Throw it in the freezer. I don't care if it tastes different. I don't care if it would taste better if you just cooked it fresh. I don't give a fuck. I'm too lazy. I just want to get it out of the way and just I can grab it off the freezer, let it thaw overnight. I wake up and I eat it. Cool. Like I'm that lazy. I'm that lazy that I'm willing to do all that for a few hours at the beginning of every month so that I don't have to worry or think about it, and that's just done for the month, right? That's just how my brain works. I just can't. I just can't. I just can't. That's how my brain works. It's just I can't. I can't. I am not gonna waste my time. Other than that one day at the beginning of the month. Lots of earnings Monday. Everything's crossing under on the weekly. Yep. Cook your ground chicken. You mix it all together. I'm not doing any of that sub loop. Like I said, I'll cook my ground chicken and throw it in the freezer. And you guys think I'm kidding. That's literally all I do. Is everything in the freezer. Everything in the freezer. Sub loop in the freezer. Sub loop in the freezer. Like, screw you. Literally, I'm always hungry. Well, yeah, because you smoke weed. I'm always tired, but I look great. I have a six pack. I eat about 180 grams of protein a day, and I stay in sheesh. Yeah, we know you have a six pack. That's why I banned you. Remember when I banned you for dancing and stripping? For those of you who don't know Sebluke, he posted a video in the Discord dancing and stripping, and then he got banned. And then he messaged me and he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I went too far. I'm socially awkward. Please let me come back." And then I was like, "Okay, just don't do it again," because that was fucking weird. Posting a picture of yourself dancing and stripping and talking about girls on your what. So that's the story. That's the story of him. Mag's weekly cross under. Threatening to confirm a cross under. If you look up Dwayne Johnson, you should see his routine now. That is insane. Yeah, eating takes forever. Simple is better for me. Yeah, for sure. Picture of Shade's freezer. Just put lime the coconut freezer. Freezer. Oh yeah, by the way, I do freeze my apples. I'll put a little lime over it just for preservation and just boom, in the freezer you go, motherfucker. I don't want to, I'll buy like 3 pounds of apples, cut them all up, and then into the freezer you go. Like a little lime over the top, right? But in the freezer you go. Everything in the freezer. The freezer strat. All right, guys. Goddamn, USA and MP reversing. No, USA and MP are not reversing. They're having a green day after 1, 2, 3, 6, 9 red days. So, does this look like it was going to reverse here on this green candle, right? Is it reversing just because it had a green candle here? What happened after this green candle? Oh, it just kept dropping. So, nothing to get excited right now. It's just one green day after several red days. We got to see if we get an actual reversal, and there's no signs of that. Especially, it doesn't even matter what MP does. It's about what the market as a whole is going to do. If the market as a whole is going to continue down, it doesn't matter if MP bounces here. It's just going to get dragged down by the S&P 500. It's going to get dragged down by the Qs. It's going to get dragged down by semiconductors. It's going to get dragged down by everything else around it dropping. So it doesn't even matter. No, do not get excited about a green day. That's nothing, right? People got excited about this green day here. Boom, it dropped anyways. So, nothing to be excited about. I think today's just, whatever. It's Friday. It's already selling off, and I think we're just waiting to see if we're going to open up the government. We're waiting for Trump to say something that's going to cause everything to go up again. People forget all that selling pressure is going to come back as buying pressure. We're going to get 10% days, 20% green days, 30% green days. We're going to get those again. It's just not going to happen until Trump opens his mouth and says, "Hey, government's open back up. We're looking good. Blah, blah, blah. Blame the Democrats, etc., etc." And people will get excited and will pump again. Will there be effects that are felt? Sure. But, we're not, just like we can't go up forever, we cannot bleed down forever, right? All right, guys. That's it for the stream. That's it. There's not much else. You guys have a great weekend. I'll see you on Monday. And let's hope for a better week next week.